world of podcasts, filled with lies, bad takes, and hot mics, there's only one that can bring this much bull. Hosted by Matthew Moody, pro fighter and coach. Ethan Rushing, our gym troll. And Isaiah Kidd, official in-house nerd. Tie your belts, tape your hands, and tighten those gloves. Here are the Bullshido boys.
Bullshido boys. number one podcast, Mobile, Alabama. Maybe
the only podcast.
Maybe.
in Mobile, Alabama.
Probably not, but possibly.
One of at least 10.
For sure.
Yeah, one of 100. Yeah, somewhere in there. A certain percentage of podcasts in Mobile for sure.
Top 10 right out of the gate.
Definitely got to be up there for jiu-jitsu podcast or just,
Almost certainly. The
Almost
only
certainly.
podcast for jiu-jitsu and MMA.
in Mobile area. Right.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Bullshido Boys, number one.
Number one.
Who are we?
Who's leading? Am I leading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should you? Well, you got it.
I got it. Okay, I'm going first.
So,
yeah.
This is Bullshido Boys.
Yeah, Matthew Moody, owner
Oh my God,
Mobtown MMA, professional MMA fighter, brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Been a pretty avid competitor for the last, 7 years or so.
Old head.
Yeah, it's very old. Got my first gray hair, so there's that. But yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to know about me, and I'll hand it off to Ethan.
I'm a purple belt under Coach Matthew Moody. Moody, I said Moody again. Coach Matthew Moody. Coach Matthew Moody right here. What else? Yeah, I compete. I've been trying to compete more. Want to be good at jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. Love just being in the martial art world and seeing fighting and stuff. What were you going to say?
At one point, the most dangerous blue belt in the Southeast.
I was at one point the most dangerous blue belt in the Southeast, and I was unfortunately promoted to purple belt.
Sadly.
Now I would say on this side of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi, I'm the best purple belt. So if you want to get beat, come see me. Ethan Rushing. Isaiah.
I'm Isaiah Kidd. I am a white belt, and I'm basically here to do IT stuff. And just because I'm one of the boys, really. I know how to do IT stuff, and I do love jiu-jitsu. I try to train as much as I can, but you're probably going to have to listen to these guys for technique, at least for the time being. Unless it's a triangle, I can help you out a little bit.
100%.
Isaiah's being humble. He just won his first competition in spectacular fashion.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Most guys don't get a sub on their first competition ever, so that's super cool.
Thank you.
Especially a triangle. I mean, that's kind of a harder one to finish.
Absolutely.
Not trying to glaze my boy too much here, but
Necessary. And Bullshido Boys podcast would 100% be impossible without Mr. Isaiah Kidd.
100%.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Guys, why are we doing this podcast?
One, sport awareness for sure in the local area. I mean, I don't feel like there's a lot of coverage locally or regionally. I feel like there's definitely room to grow. We want to connect and support with local businesses, obviously. And yeah, just help the general area grow and give some fire and media coverage. That's my ideas anyways.
Yeah.
For me, I think I love yapping with the boys. Let's do it in a way, maybe entertain some people along the way. Because we're going to do it anyways. 100%.
Yeah.
We're going to stay at the gym hours after rolling is done anyways, so why not do it with the people we love the most?
Yeah, go ahead and film it and put it online.
Put it online.
That's what everyone does these days.
Have a little fun with it.
Absolutely.
Isaiah?
I'm in the same boat as Ethan, honestly. We've been talking about it forever, and then we had the space, so we were like, why not?
100%. I'm excited about it personally. I'm super excited about
Super
it.
excited.
See where this thing goes.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Man.
Maybe.
At least in our hearts and your hearts.
Maybe for the 100th podcast. We're on the
Yeah.
Who knows? All right, boys. What's our first topic of the day?
First order of business. We recently had Battle of the Bay.
Yes.
You talk about that for a second?
Number 2. Yes, this is our promotion. I'll say me and Nina have built up, but it's definitely a team effort. Again, Isaiah is our streams, media, et cetera, all goes through Isaiah, and IK Streams or Bullshido Boy Productions,
Yeah.
whichever we're rolling with. And then Ethan has been a pivotal part as far as commentary, coaching, et cetera, et cetera. Pretty much any role we need. We can throw him in as a ref. He's definitely a great middleman to just, he's like a Swiss Army knife.
That's why I'm in the middle here today.
100%. Yes, he likes to be in the middle. Sorry.
100%. It's okay. Where are we going with that?
on Battle of the Bay.
Oh, yes, Battle of the Bay.
Yeah.
Big success. One of the only, I think it's important to say, this isn't just a sponsorship for Battle of the Bay, but it's just something cool in the community that I think is important to talk about, especially for people in the area for martial arts. And eventually we want to get into martial arts or more like MMA type stuff with it.
That would be
That'd be cool, right?
It'll probably be a separate entity,
Right.
but definitely would like to get into the promotion world, and we'll see where that goes.
But one of the few, if not only, like local, I would say at this point, concurrent BJ, or what's the word? Repeats again? Repetitive, maybe.
Yes.
One of the only competitions locally that is continues to go on, right? Like
Yes.
most competitions locally here in Mobile are one and done. Maybe a year or two in between, but we're trying to do it a little bit more frequently to give especially local competitors, but our competitors more opportunities to train and compete and do all this sort of stuff. And it's been really good for us, like meeting all those new people from local areas. Like we met a lot of guys from New Orleans and places like that from across the bay,
Yes.
from over in Daphne that we met. Had a really good time training with. And I think that's another reason I'm personally interested in doing the podcast, just in general, to just reach, right? To reach
Yes.
more people in the jiu-jitsu and MMA martial arts community that we want to reach and do all that sort of stuff with.
100%. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of our mission statement over here at Mobtown MMA and Bullshido Boys Productions. We're definitely trying to grow the sport, man. I mean, there's a ton of talent and very professional, hardworking athletes that need to get brand awareness and need to make a career out of this. And this is what they've chosen to do. So we're going to do our best to grow the sport in every direction we can and continue to, give opportunities.
Right.
I want to say we went, I think it was 2 months or maybe 2.5 months in between the first show to the second. We've already got the third one planned for October 18th. Yeah, and we're moving forward. And we're also paying athletes. This is a big
That's
thing.
a huge deal.
This is definitely a big thing, man. All these jiu-jitsu tournaments, they charge you $120 per division. You still have to pay travel, stay, and then you don't make any money.
Right. And some of these guys just won like $600, $700.
Yeah, the first one ever, we paid someone out $800.
Which
paid
is
Cronus Banks actually $800.
which
Way
is
to go, dude.
unheard of in jiu-jitsu.
100%.
Unless you're at the very, very top, like literally 0.5%.
Absolutely, we're paying
competitors.
blue belts $800. Yeah,
Right.
let's make that statement.
So
for sure.
yeah, definitely try to compete in that. But speaking of Battle Day 2, we all competed in that. We all won our matches.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
3-0.
Fortunately,
Yeah.
3-0 on the table here. Coaching definitely positive too.
100%.
I think I'm 4-0 coaching. Just had to say, maybe 4-1.
Does Cam not count?
Cam,
does not.
I forgot about that. My boy Cam does not count. Right? I count on that one.
Your literal boy.
We're only
Yeah,
counting
my
one.
my son. Right.
Ethan has adopted a white belt.
I have a spiritual son here at Jiu-Jitsu. We all do in some sense.
Yes.
Isaiah maybe not yet, but as he gets better, he'll
Not yet.
he'll adopt a son, a spiritual
Ethan's my
son.
son.
In a way. I like the more bottom game, but not in a weird way. So let's get into these matches. We can watch Isaiah's first. He probably had one of the better matches or more spectacular finishes. What was your finish?
Mine, rear naked choke. The only thing
It's pretty
I go
boring.
for. Yeah,
it's pretty boring. Let's do his last.
Guys, there's only one real submission in jiu-jitsu, and it is in fact the rear naked choke.
That is true.
The rest is just
It's probably the best. One day we'll do a tier list. That's real popular. Do it.
yeah,
Do a submission
100%.
tier list.
100%.
We would definitely have some hot takes, though. I think.
For
I think
sure.
ours would stray from the path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mine definitely would.
Yeah.
But I suck. So.
No, that's okay. It's refreshing to have a newer man. This is Isaiah's match. Going against a guy that looks bigger than you.
He definitely was bigger than me. So just a couple things. For one, I woke up at 4 a.m. I came in, I took my boots off, and I warmed up, and then I competed. A lot of people said I looked really mad. I was just very nervous, honestly.
Locked
I
in.
was locked in. That's the only way I can not be nervous is just to think about music, basically. It's what I did playing high school sports. And
What was your song of choice to get amped up?
just my gym playlist, which you guys hear whenever I'm on Bluetooth.
Was it Barbie Girl?
Could be.
A little bit of XXX Tentacion.
Yeah, X is on there.
Wow.
Future,
Alright,
just
yeah,
the
there you go.
classics, big X to plug. So a few things about the match specifically.
Yeah.
Background
context.
Yeah, so I wanted to pull guard.
Classic. Respect.
I saw him, and he said he's been training for 2 years. So the whole idea was to pull guard and to get him into my guard. Somehow, I'm assuming he follows us on social media, probably this podcast, Instagram.
Correct.
And he knew that I played guard. He did not want to engage with my guard. It was just not happening. So you're going to see some stuff that I'm awful at, which is anything not on the ground.
Yeah, I think Frank came in around 180 or 178.
I was
What are you doing?
152.
Right.
That's a
So
big
Isaiah
gap.
definitely given up some weight here. Frank was just in a main event boxing fight
They do well.
For God, I think it's Southern Hand Slugfest. It's Ricky's promotion. He also won, so shout out Frank. He's actually a new member at our gym. He's recently joined the Mob Squad.
This guy?
So,
That's on
yeah,
the screen
Frank
here?
Monkley. Yeah, so Isaiah and him are gonna have many roles in the future.
That's
for
exciting.
sure.
I told him I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I saw him at work, so he's a super nice guy. All the respect to him.
Yeah.
He was super nice.
Maybe the start of a beautiful rivalry.
Maybe so. I hope not. I'd rather just be a friend. But
Right.
all right, but let's get into the match.
Let's see.
This is cute. They hug each other.
Yes, Isaiah's repping the Mobtown Rash Guard kit.
The cameras are good.
Shout out Lifestyle Experience.
Instant guard pull.
Immediate pull. I like that you're looking for connections here.
Guard pulling is the most manly expression of jiu-jitsu.
I will say, even though I'm a guard puller, I'm not afraid of a scrap. I'm not worried about a scrap.
Right. Yeah, that was a good little collar tie. Little collar tie hit.
It was absolutely packed. It was great.
That's
Great
a good
event,
one
great turnout.
I love that grip you're going for.
100%.
I think
Trying to get a good connection.
I think I saw this in your match a lot. When you grip, you're falling back before you connect to the leg. I think we talked about that after. You need to
We
connect
did.
to a leg once you get that initial hand grip.
Yeah, definitely noticed Frank was disengaging a lot, not really wanting to
Yeah.
actually pass the guard. Not really sure what his intention was.
I definitely was a bit too defensive. I should have just let him try to get into my guard. Like the few times that he did, I was playing as if like he actually wanted to enter it.
Right. But she did not.
He did.
kept pulling out.
Yeah.
I would love to know what the game plan was for him.
To catch my head.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give a little guillotine.
To me, you are a little bit nervous because I feel like usually you catch that leg.
Yeah.
Because a minute ago, like you had a situation where you could look at a leg entanglement, but
I definitely felt it like 20, 30 seconds in. Also, I thought this was an 8-minute match because we said all super fights were 8 minutes. So I pulled guard instantly and then thinking I could get up at 5 minutes.
right.
What a dog. 8-minute first match would be wild.
That'd be pretty crazy. Go ahead, pull. Yeah, so the biggest thing again, I think just looking for a leg instead of just that upper body. And when he pulls
Yeah.
back, we could go for a leg.
Yeah, that was a good attempt to connect to that ankle. Definitely just struggling to tie him up and get any good.
And he's quick, man.
information.
Like it wasn't just disengagement. Like he was quick. He didn't, he did what he was supposed to do.
100%. Looks like he's trying to put a pressure on. Controlling the legs.
But you didn't get past the whole time. Is that
No.
correct? That's
I
impressive.
think he gets an attempt later on.
All right, stood up, gives him respect.
See, this is where it's going to get rough, boys. Just being honest.
This is okay. I think it was required, honestly.
Yeah.
Definitely standing tall.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do it. I don't do it. So it's something I got to work on for sure. I'm not scared of it.
Yeah.
Frank actually trained with Brock Weaver over at Brock
This-
Weaver.
Okay, so you had the leg there, which is great. but-
Yeah. It just slipped. That was definitely my best pull for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
So here, it's about to come up. Ethan, in the live stream, you said you thought I fall. I was trying to give him my neck. You see how I keep poking my head out? I'm trying to make him connect to me. So right here, you see how I'm dangling it? Look, this is me pulling guard right here. That's me trying to drop into my guard.
Advanced neck pull, guard pull.
Dude, I
Grab
just
guard
didn't, I don't know what to do standing up.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever, give him my neck. I feel good in my submission defense, at least against white belts.
pull. To me, like, he's pulling out so much.
Hook here. Was that a hip toss attempt?
Yeah, I try to hip toss.
Impressive. Look at Cameron, Ethan's son, over there in the corner.
Would you have given either of these guys a stalling call? I might give White a stalling call, just like he's not really trying to.
I would 100% have given Frank a stalling call earlier in the match.
Also, this choke was never close, boys. Just being honest.
You can hear the fans excited for action. Great fan awareness of the
So
sport.
I don't know if you can see it, but I go 2-on-1 here. And I was like, I cannot let this go.
There we go.
Nice
We
pull.
finally got
And
some
this is your deepest guard. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
If I get here,
They're done.
I
They're
feel
done.
very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man will beat any white belt, is what he said.
Yep. Most dangerous.
Once they're
white belt
in the close guard.
east of the Mississippi.
Yeah, they'll put me in the
East of
close guard.
Mississippi.
a little smother choke.
He's pushing for the neck. Smart.
So here we go.
Now, what is Frank doing wrong here? He's not standing up like we talk about all the time. You
Yes,
got to get up. You got to build
100%.
height. You got to get out of here. There's nothing for you in jiu-jitsu to do in this guard.
Frank is also losing the hand fight. Which
Wait,
is,
let's back it up a little bit. 'Cause we missed how you
this is
got
a
that leg.
beautiful grip by Isaiah right here. Look at this thumbs up or thumbs down grip.
Right here, good?
Yeah, pay attention. Go ahead, play, and I'm gonna get you to pause it right Keep going. Okay, so the only way for Frank to break this grip is for him to take his arm away like that from Isaiah. That is a perfect opportunity to throw up a triangle. Preferably, Isaiah could be a little on his side, but I'm sure you're going to see that and his knee come to his chest here in just a second.
Nice.
Extreme mobility from the hips right there, Isaiah. That was very good.
Thank you, brother.
I like how you immediately grabbed your own shin. Now, my only thing here is, he's stacking you. I mean,
My arm is trapped, so I can't cut any angle. So
his shoulder walks a little bit was my only thought here.
Okay,
You're
okay,
already
okay.
cutting the angle, so
100% good observation.
I'm really surprised to let you get that because you were kind of shallow.
yeah, I mean, my triangles are pretty solid.
Oh, but I see you get in front of his far shoulder.
Yeah,
really, let's back it up.
So I had arm wrong side. It wasn't cross body.
With this angle, like when you underhook the leg here, the arm placement is almost irrelevant.
Once you cut the angle, you mean?
Yeah.
I just had to throw the little jab from class earlier today.
Yeah, we did talk about that today.
Yeah, once you cut this angle. But see, I would argue not that it's bad. Obviously, you tapped him, but you're a little shallow. Like you're a little on the toes.
Well, this is before I readjust. This is not there yet. Yeah.
Once he stands up, when he underhooks
yeah,
this.
especially once you got in front of that shoulder.
Yeah, I'm in my knee pit now. Like I'm in my knee
now
pit.
it's
Yeah, and I'm turning my
And
knees
your
in.
angle is so good right there. That's nice.
Thank you, brother.
Very nice.
Again, first ever competition, getting to finish like that's pretty cool.
Against a bigger opponent at that.
Yeah, it's like 20, 30 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah. So honestly, I guess we can do like a quick little recap and then move on.
Absolutely.
I think I could have done a lot of things a lot better. Number one, my connections. I may not be the best at it, like entering to just a guard pull, but I'm definitely better than that. Losing the ankle 3 times, like that, I just do it every day. I'm sure competition had something to do with it. He was strong and quick too. Like I'm not trying to take anything away from him.
Of course. No disrespect.
Another thing is that for sure I got to work on my wrestling, or at least wrestling up. Probably I would prefer. I still have to go do manual labor, so and trying to keep this body clean. But on a good note, my guard held up, and that's what I've been working on really hard, like really, really, really hard. It didn't get to show everything that I have for sure.
It never will. Not in one match, brother.
No, but I felt really good about my guard. I think it was less than either 30 or 40 seconds once we were in the guard. It was over. So
I think in a lot of ways that was almost a perfect competition for you in the sense that you got the win.
Yeah.
I mean, and you did some good things, you did some bad things. I mean, that's the same thing as my match. Maybe arguably your match. I mean, we'll look at yours, but I mean, if you're coming away and you did everything perfect, you're not going to learn anything. So
absolutely.
You learn a lot more. I think those exact same things you said, the exact same things that we were saying. I mean, it shows you a clear path to move forward. So that was a great competition overall.
Absolutely. Beautiful first match, Isaiah. And it's difficult to get that initial engagement, but once we got deeper into jiu-jitsu, skills showed pretty quickly.
And I would say it's particularly hard to, this is true across jiu-jitsu, trying to engage with somebody that refuses to engage.
It's very difficult.
Especially if you're playing guard and the guy is not getting stalling calls and he's choosing not to engage. So all things considered, I think I think standing up was the right play to entice him to come closer again.
Battle of the Bay also has the first 5 minutes no points. So typically, our athletes are very exciting and itching to engage the guard and they really get after it. But sometimes, we have those issues, and that's where it's on the ref to come in and give passivities, give stalling calls.
Right.
Yeah, nonetheless. But I don't think Frank was like purposefully trying to disengage. I think he just wasn't quite sure where to go.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get into the legs.
Exactly.
He didn't want to get entangled.
Yes, 100%.
So, which is fair.
I believe it may have been his first match.
It was his first match.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, what a great match for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, I had a great time. Once again, I'm not trying to say anything bad about Frank. He's the man.
We love Frank.
Yeah. All right, now we're gonna move on to Moody's match.
Let's do Ethan.
Let's
Can we
do Ethan
first. You want to do Ethan?
Yeah,
He wants to be last.
I just feel like it makes
He wants
sense.
to-
Like we're going right to
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
I like symmetry.
We might have to 2 times speed mine. It was some patty cake and flow.
We've got heavyweight jiu-jitsu coming at you.
I'm trying to get out of that bracket right now. I'm trying to lose and get down to the minus 200. What's the next weight class? Is it minus? Somewhere in there.
Yeah, give or take 205 or down. Look at young Ruben Malera right there. A beautiful human being. Let's go. Ruben.
Because I will say I was beyond nervous coming into this match. I was definitely like a little shelled up, feeling so cold.
Yes,
So cold and
that-
start here. You'll see me getting backed up a lot here and being kind of cowardly.
That first match anxiety is
It's
terrible.
terrible. You just gotta get hit a little bit. I keep
Yes.
saying that. You gotta get hit a little bit.
We'll just start hitting you back.
And this guy was definitely hitting me, as we just saw. Pretty much just got jabbed in the face.
Didn't his shirt say "Every grown man deserves a knee to the face" or
Right.
something like that?
likely Alejo. This is
Yeah.
our first experience with Alejo.
He's cool.
Big fan. Game competitor.
Right.
A large human.
Alejo signed up for like 5 brackets. He's a
Yeah.
blue belt. He signed up for my bracket, which is purple. He signed up for your bracket, which is brown. And he did the quintet. And he
Yes.
did his own division, which
Yeah,
is blue. So
Above 170.
crazy. This guy is just a little crazy.
Literally, I think he would have came out to like 20 matches on the day or something
Insane.
like that.
He
It
didn't
was-
end up doing all of them, thank
No,
God.
Yeah,
but-
he ended up dropping a few. We refunded his money, of course,
Right,
because
right.
you know what a guy, man.
Yeah.
But he came here and he told me in the match, came to help us out, to give us some matches, which
100%.
was appreciated.
We are hoping to cross train.
That would be awesome.
He puts me on the wall here, and I was not comfy on this wall. I was trying to get off of this wall as fast as possible because I felt the takedown coming.
Funny enough, I think from what Alejo was telling me, him and you are very similar in the fact that jiu-jitsu is what y'all do, but you both want to be able to help the MMA guys with the wall wrestling, the grappling side of things. So it's
Because we both do a little bit of wall wrestling.
correct.
Because he does it too a little bit.
Yes.
So guys, we're doing some heavy hand fighting here. You know, both of us are trying to essentially win inside position. I didn't feel like he was trying to take any shots out in the open, really. you
Likely
know.
not. No, I
Push me
think
to-
it was. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He just pushed me. I'll just say he's just gonna push the wall again. I had to circle out of there, but
How, did you feel any strength difference?
it's a tough thing. You know, I think in my eyes and whoever's competing's eyes, you always think that the person across from you is bigger, and I think he is a little bit bigger, but I feel like the strength really wasn't that far off here. I didn't feel like it was crazy.
I want to say Alejo weighed in around 230.
And I was about 215 on this day,
a little 15 pounds or so.
which is a little bit of difference. But he also, his upper body just is bigger.
Yeah.
You know, his arms are just flat out bigger.
A superior man.
Right. I didn't feel like so. And this is where I asked him. We stopped for a minute there. I said, "Brother, can we lighten up on those collar ties a little bit? I'm not trying to strike." And look at these slaps.
Yeah.
We're back to the slapping.
He says absolutely not.
I don't think he meant anything.
No,
by
he
it.
was just being. That's just how he plays. He's
Yeah.
aggressive. You know. He's trying to do some shucks. I was ready for it.
Low head button. That actually got me hyped up there.
There he
The headbutt.
Yeah, whenever you guys clash heads, I said, all
He's
right.
just pushing me. We're getting a little more aggressive here.
calling for some noise from the fans.
I'm starting to warm up a little bit. I think.
Yeah, I saw you give him the little head nod. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
on this wall, but he actually should have the underhook here. I mean, he's doing a good job at pressuring into your
Fortunately, I
underhook.
have this underhook. I'd probably be taken down here at this point.
I can hear myself.
That's a
I was trying to do that head slam and that little like matador.
Yes, a beautiful technique off the cage.
His corner kept saying we were patty caking. It's like, brother, we were in there. We were both
Right. You guys are
breathing.
scrapping.
Yes, it's hard to tell. Like, it doesn't look like that much is happening, but there's a lot of little small battles going on in here for hand fighting and stuff like that. You know,
Let's take note that this is an 8-minute match as well with
Yes.
a 2-minute overtime. So it's.
I
Not
was
like
really proud of myself here. Can we back that up a tiny
Yeah,
bit?
yeah. Just a couple
Because-
seconds.
Yeah, just like 10 seconds. Yeah, that's good. So I was proud of myself here when we get on the wall because I missed the underhook, and so I was in pretty bad danger. But what do you do whenever you miss underhook?
You just circle out.
You grab that chin. You got. Oh, look at this.
This is beautiful.
Look at that
Oh,
chin grab.
beautiful.
So he can't go. He can't lower himself because I have his chin. I'm able to circle out.
Pull them up off your hips.
Exactly.
Take note, young MMA guys, do not let them control your hips on the cage.
His team here was telling him to, when he turns, take the bat. And so I turned. I said, come take my bat.
I like it.
Both competitors engaging with the fans,
Yes.
keeping everyone entertained. Got a
Ew.
single leg by Ethan.
Hit outside single, which I never finished in my life. But here we go. Let's see how quick I pull guard.
That was phenomenal balance on the Alejo's part. And a stubborn finish, even very nice.
Dude, you were deep in some ankle locks.
I was deep in some ankle locks for sure.
We got a
The
little
bites
50.
were just barely not there. Yeah, we're in 50-50 here, which I'm usually a big fan of. I go for this Woj lock here, but I don't quite have his heel out enough. I was scared if I popped his ankle out more, he'd slip out.
Yeah, the heel slip.
And he did tell me that he trains with a guy that was under Ryan Hall. So this guy is familiar with
Oh,
some
you're talking
stuff.
about Thon Lee. That's his head coach over there.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah, that's the one championship, 145 champion.
Wow. Yeah, so this guy knows a little bit about 50-50.
There's
it's
no doubt.
Not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Here I'm looking to expose maybe like a far side Aoki here. Did he say something like that?
Yeah, I can back it up if you want. But
Yeah, back up. What did he say? No, it's that big deal.
Are you sure?
Did you hear what he said?
No.
Funny? Okay, never mind.
It sounded funny.
Let's back it up.
Something about Chippendales.
Chippendales, yeah. Who knows?
He's
Alejo
yapping.
was a bit of a nut,
Here it comes.
which I absolutely enjoyed.
No, that was great, man.
Looks like you're trying to get that bend in the leg.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some heel exposure here.
For the heel or back for the ankle?
Probably both. Probably the ankle. I prefer the Woj, but
Right answer, definitely the heel, but
I'm
as
trying
you
to
can see,
ride
This-
up to the straight ankle.
straight to the ankle
And there's another look at a Woj here,
when he turns.
but he's a little savvy to it this time. He immediately reconnects his leg.
Yeah.
And so now he's starting to beat me on this angle here for the hip. So now this is where I think I might get into leg lock, or he puts me in leg lock. Now I'm looking to get this. Oh, pass back across
Beautiful way
to
to pass it across.
looking for this read. And here was my best look.
Yeah.
There was a tiny little pop here. I don't know if Alejo might contest that, but I heard a pop when I went through on that.
Doesn't matter what he thinks.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that leg positioning we were sorting through last night.
It would fix a lot of those issues, right?
Yeah, I mean I know he made a good turn too, so it depends on the bite for sure. But
The heel hook was the answer. It's good I went for the heel because sometimes I have a bad habit of staying on the straight a little too long.
Ethan is on a mission to make straight ankles great again.
I am indeed.
Doing a pretty good job.
Absolutely.
Right. It's like I'm trying to pass it across again. I'm trying to go for that interlocking toe grip here.
Back to the 50-50.
Yeah, look at this
Separating
heel
the legs
again.
beautifully though. That was a great, and we've got a
Yeah, that was my
bite
best separation. You
again.
can see his toes. I'm a little too far out.
Yeah, and going for this rotational finish. Right
Oh
here.
yeah, that's a really good call. That's a really good call there.
Alejo's back
And
up.
so here I really tried to stand back up, and then Alejo's like, "Wait, he was on the ground." I was hoping Ruben would help me out here.
No slap. No favoritism from the ref here. Make sure.
You can see Alejo's like, "He was down."
That was the slowest sit down
It
I've
was
ever
so
seen.
slow. I'm a little tired at this point, boys.
Yeah.
He told me afterwards. He was like, "Man, he saw my guard. He said, man, I'm not gonna be able to pass that." But he ends up. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful entry into Ashiguro.
Can we back up that a little bit? So
Yeah.
See that intriguing.
That was lovely. And another great look at the hill. Love that sequence.
I'm proud of myself. I don't remember this. Like, you're so tired you don't remember what happened.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just moving. Just
What do I get into
we
here?
got like a shin on shin. more or
Yeah,
less.
pretty much just shoot it. Yeah,
Double inside, straight to Ashiguro right into the read.
right to the read.
Little off balance. Keeping the knee on. You got a good look at him.
Dude, his knee's twisted.
Yeah, this was one that I was like,
This might be where it popped.
Him
Yeah.
pummeling that leg back inside.
See, I should have went matrix here.
Yeah, dude, this is
This is that exact
exactly
same
what,
spot.
Yeah,
This is what we were talking about last night.
literally.
See here, Alejo goes for a knee bar because my leg is stuck inside there. But,
Knee line was free almost the whole
but yeah, your boy's not scared. Your boy felt it coming from a mile away.
yeah.
Me and Ethan have a ton of leg battles. He's not an easy guy to leg lock at all.
No sir.
Ethan just taps me with straight ankles and heel hooks over and over.
Weight
We
bully.
love it. See here, I'm extending my bottom leg a little too much, which is okay. But I should use it to re-square instead of staying on my side here.
100%.
I'm definitely gassed.
gassed or just exhausted.
You never quit pummeling though.
Yeah, I never quit pummeling. That's what he said after. He said, "Man, I was pummeling so much it was hard to even solidify a position," and that's kind of the goal when you're doing all that leg pummeling, right?
Yeah, I believe
So
Alejo. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
here I make a mistake, and when I come up to go to my butterfly guard, he gets under my head. That's how he gets his pass.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I should have kept fighting here, but then my coach right here told me 30 seconds left, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to save some energy here,
Short time.
which is kind of a cowardly move, but you
Nah,
got to do what you got to
nonsense.
do.
strategy, kids.
That's true.
Start using it. Win
I'd-
more. Win often.
I defended your guard retention in this moment
Yeah, I heard you on the thing.
On the
Yeah.
pod, on the stream.
on the stream.
Isaiah was holding it down.
And is north-south really even past? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Nah.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about a sub here. I didn't feel that I was in crazy danger. Yeah, I felt this arm bar coming.
Bro, he's tired too though,
It's too
man.
short
Like,
time, man. It's
yeah.
hard.
I'm
do
able to
anything.
slide out. Our boy AJ.
Yeah, he's like Ethan almost was done.
Yes, he said 20 more seconds, I would have been done. I was like, what are you talking about? What is one of the commentators, AJ? What are you talking about?
This,
I knew you were good.
look at those two exhausted beasts.
Two exhausted, heavy men, heavy sweaty. We're dripping sweat. You know, you can't really see it, but now we get into the OT here.
I would like to talk AJ at some point in the podcast. Definitely later, post matches. We'll get back on that topic.
All right.
The overtime was a little uneventful here.
I don't remember how the overtime played out.
Pretty
This
much
is the overtime.
pretty much this, and I tried to make it. I was like, okay, I have to show that I'm working hard in the overtime, so I'm the only one who took a shot, and so I got a look on the lick. I wasn't able to finish it, but
largely, I feel like you led the actual engagements of attacks throughout regulation. So you were kind of trying to coast through the overtime a little bit.
Well, I was just like, do not get taken down. And I was like, I didn't make it look like I'm the one pushing action.
just continue to lead.
Continue to push action.
Yeah,
Right.
We're staying on the inside, controlling the wrist here. This is beautiful.
And I felt like in the overtime, I really had him beat on the inside position. But the
100%.
majority of the time, I was on the inside of that position.
Yeah.
I was a lot more, disciplined with it. Because the first, during regulation, I think I was a lot more, just a lot more passive, especially in that beginning. Not being as aggressive as I should be. But see, here, inside. I'm not letting him.
Yes.
And what we're talking about, guys, is inside position with their arms. I don't want him to be inside of my shoulders and elbows here.
Correct. More towards the center line.
Right.
I'm also noticing Alejo is taking much bigger breaths and is not.
That's the look I talked about. But I'm the only one who even tried for a
That was,
leg.
yeah, that was a very good attempt at a single leg. I'm also noticing there's a lot less explosive movement from Alejo.
Versus the first regulation.
Correct. Yeah.
I think you had won the head height battle the entire overtime.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I think I was pretty much winning the hand fight the entire time. That's overtime. I agree with that. Yeah, even here, I'm inside. I'm inside.
And controlling the wrist. It's going to be really hard to get offense off when someone's winning the inside collar tie and controlling your wrist.
You can even hear his snap in the audio right then.
Yeah.
How hard he's snapping me.
And we got it low.
Right. And it's slow.
I was absolutely going to try to heel hook Alejo.
Right. Because you saw me almost get it, right?
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have to.
Shoots for a shot. But let's go back. Let's back it up. Let's see if we can figure out, Isaiah, why he was not able to get any sort of significant shot there.
Okay.
We've had short time on the board, too.
Yeah, Leo's looking for a quick shot for points.
No connection. Let's see. Gotta over.
Not quite. It's right after this.
Yeah.
Are you asking me this?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay.
Why is the shot not work?
Let me hush.
I mean, honestly, he had no connection to you for one, and it looked like you had the underhook. I
had
could
that
be
down block.
remember.
Yeah.
I had that massive. First of all,
Down block,
Let's look at my
I should have said.
tricep in this shot, just so we see. But no,
Ginormous.
I had that down block. So you can't shoot on a down block, boys.
Yeah,
you
that's
can, but it's not
You
going to go
should
that well for you.
not. We would
that's the
not.
only thing I think about during stand up. Down block.
Yeah.
If they're close to me, have a down block.
Hey,
that's like all I know.
Can you back it up just a little
Yeah,
bit?
no
There's
problem,
something
man.
that is wrestling fundamentals here that Ethan does, and I'm not even sure if you realize he does this.
Even better if I don't realize.
Yeah, it's perfect. Let's hit play.
Can we go slow? Can we slow it down? Is that an option of this player?
As soon as he shoots, pause
No,
it.
we'll work on that in the future.
Okay.
Isaiah, did you hear me?
I'm ready.
As soon as he shoots, pause it.
Oh, my head. First of all, I'm doing pretty decent
Head
with my head
position.
position.
Yes, and that kind of goes back to what I'm about to say. Right here. Okay. Play it just a little bit more, Ethan. All right. So Ethan did get beat on the head position a little bit here, but his hips are far back and his hands are in the fight, which is super important. And then on top of that, Alejo really did not have much of a setup. So there was no snap, no arm drag, no feint. He just took a shot out in the dark. And I want to say we're going to see Ethan bring his head back into the position here in just a second. But that's my take on it. Go ahead.
Look at this. Look at my posture here.
Yeah.
We're strong posture here.
Look at that flat
Yeah.
back on that, man.
Look, I'm ready to deadlift.
I can tell you that he does know this because whenever you thought we didn't drill wrestling the other day, we did drill it, and he told me this exact thing.
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, we were doing some sprawl work the other day. Yeah, as soon as I can, I'll try to.
Bring that head right back in.
Exactly. Head's always your first line.
At this point, there's 10 seconds on the. I mean, that's actually the end of the match too. You know, it's
Yeah.
Right. And Leho, such a good sport,
Yeah.
man. Such a good sport.
Flying knee. This guy wants a flying knee to the face.
That's what his reaction was.
yeah, awesome humans, guys.
Seriously.
really
Man.
like them from Mid City, a legitimate gym too.
I kind of look big out there.
You are a big
Big
human.
man.
You are a very big human, Ethan. And he
Yeah,
does
we're
not
gonna go
realize
train
that.
with them over there at Le Bros. That's LE Bros.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yes,
We got
Lebros.
opportunity.
And then they're actually at two gyms. So there was Sean Gayton over at Mid City, and then Le Bros, which is I'm pretty sure in very close proximity to Sean's gym. So Sean was Thon's original coach, and then Thon, I believe I'm saying the name right.
Some deep lore.
Yeah, he opened a sister gym, so they're
Okay.
affiliates more or
Gotcha.
less. And the athletes seem to train with both gyms.
Cross train a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, quite often, I believe, like weekly. Anyways,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very
So-
cool. Very cool.
Overall thoughts.
Good match. Great hand fighting. Great retention on the legs. Great attacks on the legs. A few things I think we can, mostly playing that dilemma between straight ankle
Right.
or heel and not getting so
fixated.
caught up on one or the other.
And we worked on some of those angles and how to better fix that
Yes.
leg positioning.
Already back in the lab, guys, which is
Right.
very
day
important.
after. Yeah.
Another pro tip for young athletes: stay in the gym. Stop slacking. You don't need a day off. You're freaking 20. Shut up. Yeah,
100%.
100%.
All right, let's watch. And you're my coach. We got the W for that last one.
Let's go.
I'm your coach this time.
And can I do it? I want to thank number one.
Exactly.
Well, Jesus Christ, but second,
Secondarily,
close second place.
the coach. The
Ethan.
coach is why you win. It's not the
100%.
athlete. It's
Yeah.
the coach.
Yeah,
I
shout
thought it
out
was
athletes.
the IT guy.
That's what.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the
Because
number
none of
three.
this would even be real if it wasn't recorded by
This
the
is
IT.
Fair enough.
You know.
It's just hearsay.
Let's get after it.
So let's do a little prelude before we play.
Okay, a
this.
little prelude.
Yeah.
Good,
So-
look at that little prelude.
Yeah, I know.
You gonna
Big
read 'em?
vocabulary. Yeah. I Googled it before I said it. Yeah. So I'm going against Dustin Ward. I had someone in my bracket or whatever it was, and they pulled out. Dustin is, I think it's fair to say, a friend of mine, loosely. Anyways, I've definitely trained with him in the past. He's over at Kazushi Club Pensacola, which is a 10th Planet Atlanta affiliate. Really technical guys over there. Derek Overby is the head coach. And Dustin's kind of like his number one guy. I feel like that's pretty fair to say. Dustin asked for me specifically, which when you're competing in your own gym is a little like intimidating, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, why does this guy want to compete against me? I had about 5 to 10 pounds on Dustin, I believe, but he was not worried about it at all and specifically requested me for a match. So
You wanted to embarrass you in front of your own people.
I believe that was the case, but nonetheless, I think it was with good intentions. He told me he just wanted to test himself.
Yeah.
And, I believe it. They're game guys over there, super cool guys. So we're going to go cross-train with them as well.
Yeah.
This is actually Nina, my girlfriend, her and Mobtown owner as well.
And
this
athlete.
Is her, say again?
And athlete.
And athlete. Yeah, of course. This was her original gym. This is where she started training at. And then I stole her. Go ahead. I'm ready if y'all are ready.
Good prelude.
Thank you.
What a prelude.
Again.
So we know I'm sorry, just to say, we know the hand fight is going to be tough here for
Absolutely.
you. It's going to be hard to hold on to those collar ties.
Yes.
Your man's got a slick head.
I was wondering where we were going with that.
He got a bald head.
It was
You know that video?
clean shaven. I believe he shaved the morning of this.
Lubed up a little bit, probably put some oil on there.
Very likely.
I think that's the
Good collar
natural.
tie, right? That was a nice heavy collar tie.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to make connections. You're going to see me tap his leg here in just a second,
Just get the threat.
just to see if he's going to level change with me, just to see what's available,
Right.
gauge his speed, gauge the distance. I think it comes right now. And I could be wrong also. Oh, yeah, a foot sweep. Not good job, Dustin, but no shot.
Can't work.
It could, but it's not going to.
Not to you. Not my own gym coach.
Not
Yeah.
my own gym. Yeah. There
So he's
it
working
is.
some
There's
down
my
block,
leg,
too. He had that
coach.
down block. He was ready
He
for that shot
did.
that time.
I'm going to shoot straight through that thing in just a minute, though. I
Stay in
was
position.
extremely surprised Dustin decided to stand with me. I thought for
Yeah.
sure he was going to burrito grip and pull ashi because they're kind of known for that.
Yeah.
But he chose the man's way.
Really
Stand
likes
with
it. Looking for that foot sweep heavily.
me. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
nice.
that
Let's back that
similar-
up.
Yeah.
Back up a few seconds, as
His guard was incredibly good.
Yeah.
So again, he's not matching level. He's got a judo coach. He's doing a lot of.
So that time, I just want to say, you can pause it, Isaiah. He had the down block, but he went for your chin.
Yes.
So you kind of beat him a little bit, maybe with the timing, and he tried to pull you up, but it was almost too late because you had him going backwards.
100%. His stance is definitely too tall. And again, when you see me touch those legs early on,
Could use the backup. Just use a 10-second button. Yeah.
I'm gauging to see if
Right.
he's going to match my level.
Okay.
Again, head, hands, and hips, guys. If those things are out of the picture, the takedown becomes a lot easier. I'm trying to time this reset. You see, he still thinks like we're going to be going back to a hand fight. Right?
Right.
He's thinking up top. I'm already level changing. And if you can see, like, I'm
Good
closing-
shot. First of all, good shot. I mean, look how that penetration step
It's
you're in there.
I mean, that's literally
Textbook.
picturesque.
Is that
I feel like.
textbook?
That's fairly textbook. I would feel.
Classic. John Donaher would say classic.
Yeah, and dude, there's just when you know, like,
Classic.
no offense, Dustin, but when you feel like you can out wrestle someone, just take the shot. Stop thinking it. Like, just go.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And so he has this underhook, but you're able to kind of power through it. Also, this is a good point. You talked about this the other day whenever you were teaching the sprawl. He has his head over his hips.
100%.
You know.
Yeah. 100%. And he really was. He was trying to
He was
kick that
fighting.
leg back. But I'm a strong man.
Mhm.
And I had that leg. And then he kind
He
of
kind of pulled. He kind of pulled.
Yeah,
it
he
looks like
gives
right
up
then.
on it.
He
You
kinda
know,
pulled right then.
I think that's just what he does in the gym thing. So he went back to it in the tournament. Beautiful guard for
Yeah,
Dustin.
he's trying to play some butterfly here for sure.
I think they're very comfortable here. This is
Right.
any inside position with the legs is going to be a position of comfort. I know for sure Dustin was trying to get into my legs, and he will in fact get into them a little bit later in the match. Listening to my coach over here, we're trying
That's
to
right.
get into some rumble passing.
100%.
I did not pinch my elbow. Ethan actually calls for this,
Yeah,
and I didn't do it, and I got
you're close.
I got put in a tight arm
It's
lock.
pretty tight.
My elbow was sore the next day, Dustin. Nice. Backs out. Again, you can hear I'm coughing because I was sick this week.
This is where I was calling for the rumble. I want him to match head height here. It's gonna make Dustin hard into the legs, just like the wrestling thing. You know, you can't go through the head. You gotta get the head's head
100%.
somehow. But he pulls.
Yeah, I probably should have been a little bit more careful with the inside position there on the legs, but so YOLO.
That's right.
There's the body. Like I was super comfortable once I could lock my hands around him. He goes for this chin press, but I was very unwilling to budge.
Right.
The chin press is super effective.
It sucks. You know.
But I kind of just ate it, and I'm passing to my bad side here, but it just felt like the way to go. And then
When you hit it, I called for the scrape.
yes, boom, and then finally got that 2-on-1 with the legs.
Right.
Again, though, doesn't settle, recovers quick.
And we're doing sub only, so that pass doesn't necessarily matter.
Not
you know?
too much.
Inside control is hard to keep hold of.
100%. And I never transferred from the hips up to the shoulder line, so no good side control yet. I mean, it's a good look, and I'm putting pressure on him.
Right.
It's, I could definitely. This is a beautiful entry.
That was a good catch. Could we back it up 10, Isaiah?
Yeah, this is lovely. This is jiu-jitsu, guys. So, yeah, he gets me elevated, and I try to backstep for some reason. Exposes my leg. Let's pause that right there, Isaiah. Go back 10 seconds. I'm sorry, guys. So this is super important, guys. Dustin hits a beautiful elevation. He already had the inside position, so he's basically in a leg lock already, right? And I don't know why I fell that way. Yeah, just pause it right there. I was in a tight knee bar, guys. I was in a very tight knee
Immediately,
bar.
he was
Yeah,
on
if
it.
you can't tell that. Again, just, speaking towards Dustin's game, immediately I'm going to rotate here to alleviate the pressure on my knee, and he's going to start digging a heel, which is like these guys' A game.
Right.
So leave it right there for 1 second, Isaiah. So the Kazushi Club crew and 10 Planet Atlanta, they have a beautiful system they run from outside Ashi. They've been doing it for years. So I knew I didn't want to stay here long. Unfortunately for Dustin, he's leaving his foot hanging over the top right here. And leg locks by nature are largely a shootout. Not always, but largely. When you're leaving that foot unprotected, I'm going to rip a toe hold, and I'm going to try to remove that thing, as you can see me kind of going for right here. Dustin he could have chose to aid it, and we could have seen whose leg was going to break first, or he can do the safe thing and go home safe. He's going to extend his leg and basically let me out of the outside usher. You see he bells on his heel hook there to free his own leg, and then I'll just come up to the top position.
What a breakdown.
I do this, guys.
And why didn't you go for the heel hook and instead chose to go for the toe hold?
I by no means wanted to play leg locks with Dustin.
Because you were trying to force him to get out.
1,000%.
Gotcha.
Not that dumb. Guy's good. Dustin is very good.
Right.
Also have my pro debut coming up, so trying to keep my legs healthy.
Not trying to get broke. No,
Yes.
100%. That's interesting.
I could tell Dustin was getting tired by this point.
Yeah.
I think the pressure is kind of getting to him a little bit, and that just encouraged me to pour it on,
Right. Made some time passing.
Dude, this is beautiful. This is so nice. Dude, let's please run that back. That is such a
10.
beautiful entry by Dustin. What a turd. Yeah, so get ready to pause it. Okay, so again, you're going to notice those legs come inside. Boom. Okay, and now I'm actually trying to hip switch more or less and
Right.
pass to a north-south more or less. But he does a fantastic job at keeping that butterfly hook, that top leg right there. And he's going to basically do a basic backwards roll into 411. Not basic at all, but the movement itself is pretty simple. But, man, he does it well. And catches 411. Scared the, excuse my French, the shit out of me. Yeah, anyways, go ahead, play it through.
Mhm.
That's lovely, lovely work, Dustin. And then immediately he starts trying to pull me across to the wedge. You see he's controlling my toes. He's trying to pull my foot to the other side of his body. My knee line was a little shallow, and I was trying to and fight. Glad he didn't start going for the double trouble because he could definitely grab it right here.
Yeah.
But now it's a little late, and that leg's going to come out. He was ripping the crap out of my leg here. Not comfortable when they control your toes like that.
He should have went Matrix.
He should have.
caught Matrix.
And now immediately, every time he fails an attack, I want to go right back on the
And that
pressure.
took a lot of energy out of him, it looks like.
1,000%. And then look how easy, a guy with a good guard, his guard got past so almost effortlessly right then.
Right.
And now I'm going to take full advantage of it and just pour the pressure on, trying to see if I can make his head pop. You have to make these guard players pay when you pass their guard. You have to smash them to bits. Makes them extremely uncomfortable. And we had a timekeeper error here. J-Rod, Jordan Rodriguez, okay? My match was supposed to be 8 minutes, and it got shortened up to 5 with the overtime. So I'm not even going to go for the attack. You'll see me, ask the camera if it's been 8 minutes. See, there we go. Yeah. So I was just planning for overtime at that point. I figured, I feel comfortable in a point situation in this scenario. I also felt like I led the regulation.
Definitely
as well.
engages, for sure.
Yeah.
We obviously got on some deeper submissions.
Yeah, 100%. And definitely, or at least I felt Dustin was tired. He may disagree, but it very much felt like he was getting tired and more tired. You can see I'm trying to get my level lower. Again, I'm going to kind of lull him into insecurity here. Actually, I'm going to pop a plum clinch on him. He's just going to fall to his butt. I think he just couldn't break the clinch, so he just pulled guard.
Right.
But on this reset, look, there's a feint, okay? While he's walking forward still, I'm just going to go ahead and level change. Just get under there, right? So you got to have a good, sturdy stance, guys.
This time, that's the same hip switch you did earlier, but you're able to beat that butterfly hook.
Better control of the hips on that one, for sure. And then he tried a Marcelo routine, but it just wasn't there. Again, trying to pour the pressure on him. You can see the veins popping in his head.
Yeah.
Do you think being in MMA camp right now has helped your guard passing? Just being so heavy, specifically for a guy like this, being so heavy and just not playing so much jiu-jitsu, kind of getting to the point more so?
That is sort of my philosophy of jiu-jitsu. I think good jiu-jitsu works very well in both. Dude, go back real quick.
Dude, that
if
was
you
a
don't
great...
mind. Wasn't it? Like that, yeah, okay, people who don't watch jiu-jitsu, pause it real quick. Okay. If you look at Dustin's right arm right here, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's framing on my hip. One good bridge and shrimp right here, and he's recovering guard. And this late in a match, you really want to keep these solid positions. So I need a means to get that arm out of my hip. And I'm going to choose to smother Dustin because that's illegal over here at Battle of the Bay. It's freaking awesome. And of course, he's going to address the grip, and I'm just going to use my shin to pin that arm. I actually wanted to keep it pinned, but it did the job. So go ahead, play that through, Isaiah. He gets that arm out of my hip, allows me to move on. Boom, right there. And then back to my cross face. The frame tries to come back in, but I'm too high to his shoulder line, forces him to turtle, and then this is going to be the end of the story.
Nice.
Yeah.
You just lift those traps up, huh? Put 'em back.
Yeah, I did that deadlift back take that I do all the time. Yeah. And then, man, I'm super excited, very emotional. Always love the way guys competitive through and through.
So where am I? Prowling.
Great match. Yeah, here comes Coach Ethan.
There we go.
Yeah, you see Haley comes in to bring me the medal. I'm like, get out of here, Ethan. Get out of here. It's my moment.
All right, you can get that.
And Ethan comes back and gets his picture. Don't worry,
We
guys.
get the picture.
Great match, man. Great match,
Yeah.
Dustin. Super game.
Great match is.
Great matches. Facts. Yes, 100%.
Will you answer my question?
Okay, regarding the MMA and the pressure thing.
Yeah, well, the main thing and what I'm getting at is you feel like a different grappler. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm rolling Moody. It feels like a different roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Glaze.
No, it
let's go.
just feels like a different style of roll.
Cream filled, guys.
Cream.
Yeah, so one, I would say naturally I get a little bit more intense and a little bit meaner when I'm in camp, for sure. Rightfully so. Someone's going to try to remove me from my consciousness.
Yeah.
MMA allows for less creativity and requires more intensity, I find.
Okay.
So naturally, that's going to carry over into my jiu-jitsu. When I'm just in a jiu-jitsu camp, I feel more freedom and liberty to explore and have fun. Whereas I don't want to bring that energy into the cage, and I'm a big proponent of like, you're gonna practice how you play, or you play how you practice. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely bring a little bit of a different game to it, but I don't like that like a year round necessarily. One, it's kind of boring, more or less.
The MMA style.
Yeah, there's a lot less creativity. It requires just much more pressure, honestly, and more direct approach. Whereas like jiu-jitsu, I can get very creative in how, like, there's so many styles you can play in jiu-jitsu. With MMA, it's like, you have to get up now, you have to address this grip now, right? Now I do think you can get too creative with your jiu-jitsu, and it's like, man, there was probably a much more simple answer than like Berimbolo from this position, but again, I don't think there's two different ways to play
Skin a cat.
for 100%. Yeah. So yes and no. Largely, guys, if you're gonna ever have a match with me, expect the pressure and the meanness. I'm gonna wrestle. Typically gonna play top. Unless just strategically, it just doesn't make sense. Like there's an easier way to beat this guy. His leg locks suck or something like that, right? Of course, but yeah.
Recently, guys, as we all know, at the Battle of the Bay 2, a pretty incredible event happened. We had somebody go out.
Yeah.
Had some convulsions. It was a pretty scary situation.
Our first person sent to Valhalla, man.
Sent to Valhalla.
Yeah,
And
100%.
thankfully, the Valkyrie sent him back.
Temporary Valhalla.
Yeah. Let's check it out. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
We were all kind of worried.
I was reffing the match, and I was terrified, actually.
You said you were looking for Ethan because Ethan is a nurse in training.
So Alex is going for an anaconda choke here, and it is tight, super tight. I was right over the top of this as the referee. And man, I was asking the guy, I believe his name's David, to show me a sign he was okay, and he kind of moved his arm for a second, and then I thought he was grunting, but now I know for sure he was snoring.
That was a verbal tap, brother.
In the choke. Yeah, absolutely. And he 100% went out.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, he was only in the choke for probably 10 seconds at most.
But he was
15
out.
seconds. He was 100% out. And as a referee, this was my first time having someone go out on me. Yeah, it was entertaining and terrifying all at the same
Here it
time.
is.
Did he physically tap?
He did not tap. He absolutely went out like a savage.
The guy just let him go.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Here it is,
I told
boys.
him, I was like, stop. And he is out. I mean, rock.
Oh, there's that convulsion. It's crazy to see that.
And he did come back. I mean, he was gone for probably 15 seconds.
Yeah.
On the other side. Was that y'all's first time witnessing someone go out in person?
Well, one time you almost put me out, if you remember, and I was
100%. I do remember that.
one of many of your kills.
Yeah. Diesel Squeezle.
Yeah,
That was-
the Diesel Squeezle move.
For sure, my first time seeing someone go out.
In person.
Ethan, in person. Ethan almost put me out about a month ago.
What did I do?
And I was like going out when I tapped, and he thought I was trying to defend the submission. So he let go and tried to readjust the submission, but in the readjustment, I had enough time to I'm tapping.
What was that? Do you remember what it was? I think it was something to do with like a guillotine or Diesel Squeezle.
I think it was Diesel Squeezle. This was around the time we were doing the Diesel Squeezle, about a month ago, right?
Diesel Squeezle's tight, boys.
We
If
will
you
have
get
to
in
do
the
a
Diesel
breakdown
Squeezle.
on that one day. I'll have to hit one of the whiteys with
potty.
it.
Yeah.
Pod.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be great. Shout out Keenan Cornelius.
Shout out Kenny, but it's our move now.
Yeah.
Our move.
Who's Keenan? Legend. Well, what a choke. Alex Harrell, still coach jiu-jitsu. That was wild.
Very
dude.
impressive.
Um,
Putting somebody out is cool. I've never put anybody out. I say almost. That doesn't
dude,
count.
There was this guy, Sonny Brinkman.
White belt, don't.
Shout out my boy, Sonny Brinkman. He moved away a long time ago. He used to train with us back in the day.
Yeah.
He
no, Sonny.
was notorious for not tapping and going to sleep. I witnessed Roman Eckers choke that man unconscious several times. And Sonny was always a good sport about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very wild.
You gotta lose a couple brain cells every time that happens. you know?
Likely. I don't know if it's the equivalent to like being knocked out.
Not
but
even
Not
close.
that bad.
100%.
But oxygen's being cut off to your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely tapping.
Yeah.
I'm definitely tapping.
Yeah.
So, dude, real quick from a nurse's perspective, or nurse in training. Okay, nurse in training. He's humble, guys. Should you raise the feet or should you not? As soon as I raised his feet, he came back. But someone in the crowd was like, "Put his feet down," and I was like, "Dude."
You know, I wonder if people just say that because that's when somebody gets knocked out. You know, I think
Yeah.
someone getting knocked out is probably different than them getting choked out.
Right.
To me, on paper, could be wrong here.
Yes.
It makes sense to raise their legs because the idea is the blood. You're trying to get blood back to their head because they've lost blood, and really they've lost blood and oxygen.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me on paper. We could be wrong, but
I make toilet paper for a living, so don't listen to what I'm
Right.
saying.
And this guy doesn't really work.
I do not. I just choke people. I don't bring them back. That's Valhalla
Right. Exactly.
and their job. Okay.
I'm
Anyways,
gonna go with yes. I'm gonna say yes that you should raise your legs. Could be wrong. But
I
Answer
definitely
C.
raised his legs. He came back. I will say that when I raised his legs, he came back almost immediately. So and shout out David for being a good sport. That was a black belt match at that too. So what a match!
and I mean, being a warrior, going out like not tapping, like
100%.
fighting to the end.
I am not that tough.
Again,
guys.
I would tap.
I will
but-
100% tap.
Right.
Isaiah, are you tapping or are you napping?
Oh, I'm tapping, brother.
100%. What
I
about
mean, I'm last second. I'm tapping, but
joint locks? We tapping, boys?
yeah.
Oh, I'd probably tap the joint a lot faster than I
Quicker?
would choke
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
I got to go to
scared.
work in the morning. You know.
I think we can say. I think you would agree. It kind of feels good coming out of a deep choke.
Oh,
you
dude,
know?
it's very euphoric, guys.
When you're on the brink.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's like your brain telling you you're dying and giving the chemicals to you. But
Dude, it is very weird. Honestly, I relate it to like there's so much struggle when you're like resisting the choke,
100%.
and then it's like when you finally go out. And this sounds weird, guys. I don't need help. I swear. But your body just like releases. You know,
Just-
all that resistance is just gone, and then you get quite a potent nap. You know, it feels
You
like
wake
you're
back-
gone for years.
and right back up, you feel kind of good. You feel kind of spaced out.
Yeah,
It's kind
so-
of weird.
Very dizzy. I remember Pat Khalifa choked me out, a white belt, when I was a purple belt. Very strong white belt, and I just wasn't respecting him to the degree I should have. And he grabbed an arm triangle and squeezed my head off. And I, went to like expose my back, turtle, and turn. And next thing I know, I woke up, had no idea I went out. I walked to the bathroom and came back, and I was like, "Pat, did I go out?" And he said, "Absolutely." I was like, "Wow, wow, crazy." Anyways. So.
That's funny.
Yes. I have two experiences going out. So one was during a drill. The other one was that was my only live experience going out.
During a
so.
drill's crazy, dude.
During a drill is pretty intense.
Yeah.
We've had some pretty tight ones drilling that. When you're doing those guillotines, when you're doing anything head and arm, I mean, it
yes.
gets tight. Or we were practicing something yesterday.
Yeah.
Anaconda and a Dars.
Yeah, working from Anaconda to Dars, not good for the neck.
It's pretty tight.
Absolutely. Dude, drilling guillotines is absolutely miserable.
the worst.
I love making people do it. It's great.
Dude, we did it for like 3 weeks out of Turtle. You remember that?
Yes. It's the
Dude,
price you
honestly,
pay.
but right after that, we saw multiple submissions out of Turtle.
What are you saying, guys?
Jordan.
Jordan hit a
Consistency.
guillotine at
Yeah.
the first battle of the Bay.
Yeah, against Ethan Allison, another super tough guy out of
Right.
Checkmate Daphne.
Right.
Great crew over there.
And he just got our athlete of the night for the Battle of the Bay too.
He
Ethan
did.
did.
He got an
yes.
Aoki. I love Aoki.
Yes,
I love to
Ethan's a
see a
big
good
fan.
Aoki. But next on the agenda.
Yeah, I guess let's go Battle of the Bay 3. Again, I don't want to take up too much time with this. It's looking like we're going to be October 18th. Okay, the YouTube stream is Mobtown Promotion, no S. We're going to do a better job of promoting that this time. So it's easier to find, easier to access. And not only do we bring one of the most entertaining shows, but we also do a fantastic job, and by we, I mean Isaiah completely, at streaming and delivering beautiful commentary with humor.
Lots of humor. Mostly
Yeah.
humor.
Mostly
Yes.
humor.
Yeah, a lot of humor. But over 9 hours, it's like, man,
Oh my
do you
God.
really want a strict, rigid
Yeah.
commentary? It's
No.
like, come on, guys, let's loosen up a little
You're
bit.
gonna have a little fun.
Yeah.
Gonna pay the athletes. You're getting paid if you're joining.
This
Yeah.
is true.
If you're in a tournament bracket, that is.
This is
But
true, man. So, yeah, again, we're super excited about that. I just wanted to plug that in real quick.
So I will
shoot.
I will link the Mobtown promotion in the description.
Rad. Again, tech guy for the win. Yeah, let's talk AJ. One sad moment for our podcast,
Yep.
okay? So a long time student of mine, AJ Bray, blue belt.
That's his
been-
last name.
Bray.
I couldn't have
yes.
told you that. I've known him
Yeah.
for years.
Absolutely. You know,
Uh-huh.
do you really know a guy or not?
No.
You know? What's his middle name? Who knows? Who knows?
Hard to say.
Doesn't matter. Good kid. Super good kid. Been coaching him since he was 13 years old.
Old head.
He is now 18 years old, and he is leaving us for the worst college in Alabama, Auburn University.
That's right.
Roll Tide.
More damn.
Yeah, Isaiah is one of those guys. We just lost a subscriber.
Lost a lot of
for
viewers
sure.
from
There's
that
no,
one,
there's
Isaiah.
no doubt.
Just letting you know, whenever he comes back, he's bringing me an Auburn Jiu-Jitsu rash guard, and I'll be rocking it.
It will not go.
Brother, you
on
can
the
do whatever
podcast
you think
room,
you
please.
have to
Not
do.
exactly. I need a
Good luck tapping
Alabama
him.
jersey.
Yeah.
Outvoted for sure. Yeah. Anyways, we sent AJ off with love, a speech, a beautiful Shark Tank. We made him roll every single person in the
20,
gym.
25 people in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he ate it on the chin, sometimes literally,
Yeah.
like a champ. And then we made him some tacos. I cooked 15 pounds of taco meat for this guy. We
That's a
ate
lot.
like 5 pounds. So
Yeah.
It's just ground beef, but I was curious. That's what taco meat is.
yeah, guys.
There was no seasoning.
90% lean ground.
Not even
beef into
salt.
the pan.
Not even salt.
Bro didn't even have fat.
There
in
was
the ground
a
beef.
little salt and pepper, and I
Okay.
think some garlic salt on it. I was running late for classes. I literally showed up 5 minutes late for classes, but
But you had the beef with you. So.
I did have the beef with
All the
me
beef.
and the tortilla wraps and all that stuff. So, AJ, they might not have been the best tacos, but the important thing is they were made with love. We are gonna miss you, buddy. Congratulations and
We
good
love you.
luck. And yes, we do love you.
We love
buddy.
you, AJ.
Gonna miss you, brother.
100%. Good luck in your journey, and we hope to see you around soon. AJ is actually doing the whole Auburn University Jiu-Jitsu thing,
Right.
Yeah.
so that is very neat. I look forward to seeing where our athlete
Yeah.
goes, man.
Super exciting.
To bring me a rash guard.
100% and an Auburn jersey. There's no doubt.
No, actually, obviously I'm an Auburn fan, and we talked about, I go to a game a year, so we're gonna go up there and roll with him and just hang out with him for a little bit before the game.
Hit the
Beat 'em
fraternities.
up.
But yeah, if he's in a
Beat
fraternity.
the fraternity
Yep.
guys up. You know?
What is the sorority, right?
Yeah.
Is that the female version of fraternity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Just
I don't know if you didn't know, Matthew did not go to college.
He did not. He,
He
is a
actually
jiu-jitsu
Didn't
instructor.
finish middle school. But
I made it just through 8th grade halfway. Oh, guys.
That's
also-
middle school.
Yeah.
Matthew
To make
Moody.
matters worse, this is also Alabama education.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So low standards.
Even
here,
if you do
but-
graduate, doesn't mean that much.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm a Florida man over here, so that's
It's
I
not
don't know how
much better. It may be slightly better. The only thing worse than Alabama is Mississippi for sure.
100%.
Brother, West Virginia, Kentucky, dog. We can name some.
Kentucky
hillbillies.
sounds hillbilly, man. Honestly,
Brother, that's 1,000-pound sisters from Kentucky.
Dude, Kentucky is beautiful though, man. I had no idea. I drove through there, maybe last year after ADCC trials. Beautiful place.
That's what all of Appalachia looks like. That's where I'm going next week.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, nice. Can't
Where's
hide
it?
money, guys.
West Virginia.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
beautiful.
Well, guys, now I think it's time we talk about the room. We put a lot of work into this room, mostly Isaiah. Walk us
All
through
Isaiah.
it, brother.
Okay, so some of this stuff was cheap on Amazon, and we thought it looked pretty decent. But we did want to throw in some MMA and jiu-jitsu lore. So obviously we started off with the UFC 1 poster, changed everything. I mean, I think it's pretty simple.
The staple. Of
The staple.
sport.
Have to have it there. Obviously, we have to have Craig here.
Our Lord and Savior.
Our Lord and Savior,
And
Craig.
this poster is signed by Craig Jones, but more importantly, J-Rod signed it.
We're trying to, make that match come to fruition. So we're starting some beef, inter-gym beef between Craig Jones and J-Rod.
All right, then we'll move on just to a cool picture that we found. We thought it was just some wrestling scrambles or positions or whatever the case may be, but we thought it looked cool. I did at least.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
We're missing something very important
Yeah.
about our Craig Jones beautiful picture.
What is that?
This is a mock-up of Craig Jones
Oh,
as
yeah.
Helio Gracie. So if you look closely and you actually know jiu-jitsu and its history, there's a famous poster of Helio Gracie. And some of these gyms have their students bow in to their master. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, those are 110-year-old man hands on Craig Jones right there. So it's a little ploy at jiu-jitsu.
They're also
humor.
red as could be.
Yeah, and a coral belt, which Craig has not earned, but we'll give to him anyways. So anyways, yeah, if you get the humor in that, then I'm sure people will appreciate it. And if not, it wasn't for you anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know. I actually grew up a huge boxing fan, so obviously we got
Boom.
Ali training in the water.
The
I think it's
greatest.
just pretty cool.
Yes, absolutely.
And then
Jiu-jitsu-
Jiu-Jitsu drive.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Because jiu-jitsu is what drives this podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Without
100%.
jiu-jitsu, there is no Bullshido boys.
What's the point of life?
There is no
without
point.
Jiu-Jitsu.
None. Without guard pulling, there's no life.
Fair enough. Then we just got a little bonsai tree up here above me, the UFC 1. We got a little couple samurais duking it out.
Isaiah, are you a fan of Japanese? I believe you have a Japanese tattoo as well.
Yes.
Are you a fan of the culture?
I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything particular, or you just
Just in
enjoy?
general, mainly it all started with the art. I just think the artwork is so cool, and then I just dove in I'm 100 and something days in on Duolingo to learn
Japanese?
Japanese.
Wow,
Yeah,
impressive.
it's pretty tough, honestly, but we're working towards it.
Yes,
So.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually
Interesting.
finishing the sleeve this weekend, and it'll be more traditional Japanese
You're finishing it
tattoos.
this weekend. That's
Yeah.
sick.
That is sick.
More traditional. So you're mostly doing mostly Harry Potter over here on
Yeah.
the right arm. We should do a tattoo podcast.
We
We
could.
could absolutely. Well, I have
We
no
should get one.
tattoos, so
we'll
I
have to
guess
get one.
a Bullshido Boys podcast tattoo. I'm
BBP.
100% down for that. If Craig Jones can get, on his feet, then,
Right.
I believe I can
Yeah.
get at least a butterfly on my butt cheek. or something.
Yakuza tattoos.
Yakuza?
We should do a
Yakuza,
podcast. We should
yeah.
review tattoo review
Is that the one where they like
on the back.
and they just stab you?
I think they do stick and poke.
yeah.
well,
that
the
sounds terrible.
Yakuza is. I thought that was the gangs.
It
I
is.
thought that was a mob. Okay,
It is.
so you're saying that style of tattoo
Yeah, with particularly they do like the big massive back
Mhm.
pieces, which are really really cool.
because they
But
can hide them with shirts and go out in public,
Right.
right? Because they're culture.
they're awesome. But we're
They're
getting
so
we're
sick.
getting off topic.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yep. So just a couple little samurai figurines, and then we got the Moon Man because this podcast is going to the moon, boy.
Absolutely. Let's go.
right.
Dude, I want to point out that Isaiah is extremely OCD.
Yeah.
And he worked diligently on this room and all its angles. So,
100%.
again, shout out Isaiah.
Thank you,
Only
brother.
looks as good because he looks that good.
Yes. And I do have one thing that we did not clip that I definitely feel the need to
Yeah.
throw in there. So, not to talk about myself too much, but I am making my professional MMA debut
Yeah.
September 13th. Been doing this for a long time, dude. Getting, up there, closer to a decade now. Yeah. Wow.
Old.
Very old. I am 27.
Oh boy.
Yeah, 27 years old. I'll be 28 in October, so I'm no longer a spring chicken. Have my own gym, all this stuff. It is time to take on the pro scene. So definitely, keep an eye out. I'm sure they'll release the pay-per-view at some point. And support your boy on Instagram or any social. I'm sure we'll plug those in at some point.
Yeah.
And that's it. I just want to throw that out there, man.
For me, any purple belt who wants it, Easton, Mississippi. Let's ride.
We have a promotion, and we can put it on.
Let's get it done. I'll come to you, but
Well,
come here.
We'll bring the smoke, man. Let's go.
Yep.
Isaiah's calling out all white belts
All white belts.
Fair enough.
below 165 pounds.
All white belts.
Yeah, it's a tough call out. It's
Mine's below 210, preferably.
Yeah.
all white belts under 160.
What about this Justin Helton guy? I believe that's his name. What a behemoth of a man. The
Oh, yeah.
large man from Battle of the Bay. Wow.
Yeah.
And doing jiu-jitsu at that, real jiu-jitsu. That
Brother.
guy
Yeah.
is a monster.
Massive
Insane.
man that competed on the recent.
I'm
Battle
not
of the Bay.
accepting that match. Sorry, Justin.
Well, guys, if you want to have us review your jiu-jitsu or MMA clips, he's the MMA guy, but
Yeah.
or review your clips,
Yeah.
send them to our email at bullshidoboyspod@gmail.com.
Yes.
I'll put it in the description as well.
Yep.
Anything else? Let us know what you want to see in the comments or by emailing us.
100%.
Whichever.
Guys, don't be scared. Send in your clips. We're going to talk trash about your jiu-jitsu 100%. But we will enjoy it with you.
We're also going to talk trash about our own jujitsu.
100%.
So
Yeah, if you think we suck, let us know. And we'll review your clips of reviewing us and trashing us.
100%.
and then we can review the
Yes.
the
It's gonna
review
be
the
reviewception.
We'll definitely be bullying a lot of white belts and
100%.
clipping it. Our white belts are our absolute favorite to bully.
100%. They need it.
They do. It's something about character development and just getting
Right.
beat the crap out of is really good for it.
And if you have white belts in your gym that are getting beat up, that need, a reminder that they need to get better, train
Please.
more, train better, send their clips to us. And have us
Please.
make fun of them. We'll handle it.
100%.
We'll do that for you so the blame's taken off of you.
Yes.
I am
You
the
know.
clip.
You cannot cancel us, guys. There is no shot.
Uncancelable.
Uncancelable.
I
Well,
think that was everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For the most part, I think this was very good. I'm going to scratch the last topic off.
All
Very-
right.
Very happy of that. Very proud. Guys, that makes Bullshido Boys podcast number 1.
Number one.
Numero uno.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
What a show, guys.
Farewell.
Epic.